Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. Man, I haven't said that in a while. So, this is a video, probably going to be my least favorite video I've ever had to do. And so I'm just going to come out and say what I need to say, and then I have a few things I want to say to follow up on that. That'll probably take a few minutes. Hopefully I don't ramble too much. Forgive me if I do. Yeah, I've just been up a while thinking a lot and blah blah blah. So anyway, at the end of September I will be closing down It's Pittsfield Tonight. Not something I want to do, not something I had hoped would happen. You know, it's nothing like that. To people that sent me messages that kind of heard this a week ago, sending me messages on my personal page saying, no, you can't, you have to keep going, don't let them get to you, all that kind of stuff. Look, it has nothing to do with that. I have kept this up for almost 7 years and grew this into something much bigger than I thought was ever possible, and I just kept going with it. It's about finances. That's it, plain and simple. I ran out of money. It cost thousands of dollars a month to keep this going. And I ran out of funds. I still have not drawn a paycheck in almost 7 years. So now that it has run out of funds and it's starting to trickle into my personal life, I've put myself in a situation financially that, well, whatever, it is what it is, and the choice has been made for me. This year, due to weather, you know, after leasing or renting the spot downtown so we could do all the debates and do those things this year, I was counting on some outdoor events to be able to cover that. Half of everything got rained out this year. Yeah, right down to a party I was going to do for someone for the Josh Billings. And that, you know, it's just like, oh, God, everything that could go wrong there. The GoFundMe, for those that did give, I can't thank you enough. I know it's tough out there right now, and you got panhandlers on every corner. You've got everybody asking for money, and I get that. But unfortunately, the GoFundMe it didn't do enough, and I really needed to get it up there to be able to continue this. So, you know, I have to go talk to my landlord downtown. I'm right towards the end of my lease anyway. But I really wanted to be able to continue through the end of the election season, get a few more debates done. There was things I had plans, but believe me, this solely has, the only thing this has to do with is finances. Like I said, I've exhausted every resource I have, and the choice now, I don't have a choice. Last year, I dumped my last $55,000 into this over the past year, and that's it. I'm out. I don't regret doing any of it. I've learned a lot. One of the biggest things I learned this political year that I have to mention is there isn't 2 cliques in Pittsfield. That's a rumor, one that I bought into. There's only one. There's only one clique in Pittsfield. I'm not going to say any names, but one of the things that shocked me more than anything this year is seeing former elected officials, ones that I started with when I first started doing this kind of stuff 7, 8 years ago when I came back, that I ended up acquiring a lot of enemies and things like that, going to bat for these people. I believed everything that was told to me. And now seeing those same people supporting and endorsing the people that they once told people like me were the enemies and that they were the worst people on the planet. And if they ever got into City Hall, the city would be doomed. And then seeing them all standing there taking pictures together and smiling, it crushed me. It really did, because I know there has to be other people, a lot of great people I met volunteering on these campaigns over the years that did this because we believed what we were doing. And we had no reason to doubt these people. They were people that were in charge that were telling us this stuff. So I did learn a hard lesson there, and watching it all come full circle. So I get in wars with people supporting people over here. Now it turns out the people I was supporting are over there on the side with the people that I got in wars with, and they're all pointing fingers at me. I'm like, what happened? What happened? So I can tell you with that really upset me. And I've seen it more than once in this election. People taking pictures together, standing with each other that I never in a million years, and it made me feel duped. I didn't think it was cool. It made me feel duped. Like, this is all for political gain? They're just now all of a sudden when it's endorsement time, it really upset me. So anyway, I learned that. I learned there was one click. I also learned there's a shortage of people wanting to get involved. It's tough to get anybody out there. There were many times that I'm sure a lot of you remember that I wanted to give it up. I got dragged into so many damn battles, the stress of doing that, reading your name in the paper, a certain politician's spouse, constantly, like when it was cool to call people fake news and all that. I went through years of that, and then all this other stuff, and just, oh my God. That part of it sucks. The good part of it is when this platform really found its legs about a year and a half ago, when we shifted. And I felt like I took a whole shift, a different shift with the platform. It's really, really started making a difference. Not that we didn't get on big things in the past. That absolutely happened. Going back to the Sonsini Center way back, if many of you remember that. That was what put me on the front page of the paper the first time with the mayor ripping me up. There was a lot of stuff. The abrupt closing of St. Joe's Shelter, and the city said that, you know, the diocese evicted them, and they stuck by that. They were evicted, and they had to be out of that school by August 1st, 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2020, over 3 years ago when they said they were evicted. That's why there's even concerns now. A lot of people are happy that the Finn Street Shelter finally should be opening. That's what it looks like. People are reporting on that. I haven't done anything on that in a while, and I won't be able to. But that's going to be less beds than what are available at the shelter. And then if you look at the problem we're seeing on North Street during the day, there's a lot happening. I can go on and on and on and on. But there's a lot of good we did. There is a lot of good that came out of this. There's some things I'm really proud of. The Madison, that mural, kickstarting that, and then all the volunteers and people that came in, watching people get together, the business promos. Amy Kotsky at Designer Consigner. I have to give a huge shout out to Amy, because Amy Kotsky and Howard Siegel every month each gave me money so I could boost videos. These videos aren't free when it's a Facebook business page. It's $20 to $30 every time I put a video up. They gave me money to pay for those, even when it was promoting other businesses. And then they would share those posts to their personal pages. And I want to ask people, ask yourself, if you're a business owner, when was the last time you shared a social media post from another Pittsfield business to your social pages? Man, networking is really what this has got to be all about. That's something I really wanted to dive into. There was so much, and it's a shame. It really is. I did not want to see this come to an end. So anyway, I could mumble and I could go on forever. To all of you that were there and have helped, I can't thank you enough. I can't. I wish I could continue, but I've got till the end of the month. So I've got this week to go down, and I have to go talk to my landlord and figure this out. That space, I mean, I'm only there 2-3 hours a month, if that. I only use that to film in, but it was crucial. It was critical to have that for this political stuff, to build those sets out and to have a place downtown where everyone could get to. It was a shame that the Berkshire Eagle refused to acknowledge any of those debates. They covered their article and called it the first televised debate. Now, I don't know if they think what they think televised means. I don't know if they think this is the 1990s or what, but 7 weeks prior to that one, I streamed my first one. And I watched it on my television. I mean, I watched it on YouTube when I first uploaded it. I watched it on my website. I streamed it on there, also Facebook and Instagram. But, you know, the Eagle didn't have to mention me in those. But those were your 3 mayoral candidates. One of them is going to be the mayor. Any bit of information that's out there. Those were 2 debates that we put a lot into to get that information out to the public. And for some reason, you know, they'd rather cover another site with stuff that I won't even get into. I won't even get into it. Because they didn't need to mention me. This ain't about me. If this was about me, right, I'd do what some of these other people do. I would have called it Planet Daily or the Mike Daly Show or something like that. This was never about that. This was about Pittsfield. This was about giving back to the community. I'm not out getting money from anybody. I'm not taking customers from any other media outlet. I would have worked with any of our media outlets, but they didn't consider me of value. They didn't like somebody opening their mouths. And I can prove that. I can show you dozens of times over the years where reporters from the Eagle would go through my page, find a story they liked, make some phone calls, and then do their own story on it. A perfect example is one I did on a hurricane. And I think you guys remember this. My friends, Mark and Lisa, who are in Florida for the winter, and everybody knows Mark and Lisa Tully up here, most people do. They were in the middle of that last big hurricane last year. And that was just another one where the reporter from the Eagle called them, said, hey, saw you on It's Pittsfield Tonight. Can we get the story from you? I just don't know why they weren't ever, them and some of the other outlets, it's weird. Everybody taking everybody as a threat around here. If people don't start working together in the community and organizing that way, it hurts everyone. Working together lifts everybody up. It's pretty simple. That's why I did the business promos. That's why I did all that. It wasn't about spending my money on a business that has a lot more money than me. It was about the people who will shop there. It was about the employees. It was about money that recirculates back into our economy through utilities, through taxes, through everything. That's what it's about. Networking, being there for each other. Shopping at this person's store and shopping local and knowing because you support them, they support you. It's pretty simple. It is pretty simple. I don't know why people have a hard time with that one. So anyway, there's a ton more I could say, but I'm going to run out of time, and I don't even know how much of this people will watch. I'm probably rambling. But again, I've been up for a couple days. This has been on my mind heavy. I exhausted every resource. I looked at every option I could to save this, and that's it. It's just I'm out. There's nothing I can do. I got a bunch of money I got to come up with by the end of the month just to catch up on what I already owe. And I don't go in debt to people. I just don't do that. So I got to square up, and I have no choice but to pull the plug the end of the month. So, yeah, that's it. Again, to the people that did give to the GoFundMe, I cannot thank you enough. I will leave the page up through September. Maybe a miracle will happen, but I've got it scheduled with my website, and I'm going to talk to the landlord and all that. And unfortunately, I mean, it's just where I'm at. I can't let it go any further. It's going to get me in big trouble. So, all right. So that's it for now, or whatever. And I'm sure I'll run into some of you out there soon. Everybody be good. Be good to each other. Really, it's not worth the fighting. It's not worth the negativity. If you want to bitch and complain a little bit, that's okay. But make sure you're adding some positive to it. Make sure you're volunteering for something or doing something that's giving back. Don't just complain. Don't be like that certain site where it's all about that and I have all the answers and I can tell you everything that's wrong with the world, but you do nothing to add value to anything. You just complain or have people complain under fake names to rip people apart. Don't participate in that kind of crap. Don't. I could get off on that tyrant because I hate what that kind of stuff has done to the community. But, all right. So that's it for now. Or whatever. I said that before and now I'm just mumbling. Y'all be good.